to Mimi and Pie. Pie, Mimi. I'm definitely not making this up as I go along. Mimi and Pie. Pie, Mimi. We definitely know how to
Read.
things. Welcome back to another episode of Mimi and Pie Definitely Know How to Read Things.
We definitely do.
And in this episode, we're reading Chapter 6 of Minecraft the Island.
By Max Brooks, author of World War Z.
Ooh. Last episode, Steve learned how to cook stuff.
We don't know his name is Steve.
But I'm going to call him Steve because that is my headcanon.
Okay.
That is my headcanon name for him. Anyways, this chapter is called Overconfidence, so something tells me he's gonna get a bit overconfident and then end up getting left out like half a heart.
The chicken was delectable, but it wasn't completely filling.
Your turn!
I told the egg, to which the egg could have answered,
That's what you think.
ever heard that expression?
You can't make an omelet without breaking a few eggs.
Well, here's this world's version.
You can't make an omelet.
No.
No omelets.
You can't fit the egg into the furnace.
Petition to add omelets to Minecraft.
You can't crack it into a bowl. You can't even step on it. So much for walking on eggshells. As a last resort, I tried tossing it in the air to hit it with a stick. But before I could swing, the incredible, inedible egg flew across the room, hit the wall, and disintegrated like a clump of tall grass.
Great.
I grumbled just as my fire winked out.
Darkness returned, along with all my irrational fears. Peering into the furnace's lower slot, I still had a few more untouched planks of wood. Why weren't they burning? Did the furnace only work when it had something to heat?
Yes.
Shivering with cold and nerves, I rifled through my belt and packed for something else to burn. The first thing I grabbed happened to be a block of sand. Thankfully, the furnace accepted my offering.
Yay!
Giving me light, heat, and a few seconds later, a whole new modern convenience. I should have known what I was making. Back in my world, it was everywhere. Every building, every home, every vehicle, even over people's eyes to help them see better. It was one of the most vital components of human civilization. And I had no idea how it was made. Everyone, quickly, guess what block it is. You have 5 seconds. 5,
Tacos!
4, 3, 2, 1. Not until I continuing reading. Not until I pulled the smooth, clear block from the furnace did I realize that heating sand got you glass. Dolt, I murmured, punching out a hole in the wall and replacing it with the transparent cube. Did you ever ask where anything comes from?
What an amazing thing a window is! It gives you the freedom to see the outside world, but the security of knowing that the world couldn't come in. Unlike all these villagers who are using my place like it's free for everyone or something. Go away, villagers. What are you doing? At least that's what I hoped. Yeah, like these villagers. In zombie stories back home, didn't people always board up the windows at the first sight of the living dead? Would I have to do that when my own cuboid corpses showed up? For now, I couldn't hear any ghouls, and I couldn't see any through my new south-facing window.
Wait, how do you know that the sun doesn't rise and set in the opposite directions in Minecraft?
I don't know. I think he just makes it up.
Do they rise and set in opposite directions in Minecraft?
Well, yeah. Well, they don't set in the same direction that they rise from.
No, does the sun rise in a different direction in Minecraft than it rises in real life?
I don't think it matters.
Okay, continue on.
For now, I couldn't hear any ghouls. I read that part, but I'm dedicated, so I'm finishing it out. And I couldn't see any through my new south-facing window. That's when I realized I'd placed it on the wrong side. My garden, the only thing worth looking at, was north of my hat. I started punching the glass, expecting it to pop out and hover like all the other blocks. Instead, it shattered like the egg.
Oops!
I said,
No problem. I got a whole beach worth of sand right outside.
if I'd been more cautious or timid, or even just a little more patient, I might have made the smart choice and waited for the dawn.
But did I?
The night had gone so well. I'd been racking up so many wins, fire, cooked food, and now glass for windows. For the first time since landing, I felt fully in control of my situation. I was becoming overconfident, and that's what got me into trouble.
Remember, kids, confidence is a slow and insidious killer.
I'll just make a torch, I thought, holding a stick up to the furnace.
Monsters gotta be afraid of fire.
When the stick refused to catch, I should have taken it as a sign to stop and think.
But did I?
Probably not.
The glow from the cabin's gotta be enough to keep everything away.
I reasoned, sauntering out to the moonlit shore, shovel in hand, trying to whistle through my thin, flat lips. I couldn't wait to make all kinds of cocky mistakes.
And I made a ton.
Totally a ton.
Aw, someone took the dog out.
Bye, doggo.
I wanted to pet the dog some more. Oh well.
Instead of digging right outside my door, I chose a spot halfway up the beach. Instead of gathering a few cubes and dashing back, I just kept going until I dug myself into a hole. Instead of keeping my eyes and ears open, long after the fire died, in my cabin, I might add, I fantasized about all the cool things I could build with this glass. A skylight, or wraparound windows, or maybe even a greenhouse if I dug up enough sand. A sharp, rasping hiss yanked me out of my nightmare daydream.
Nightmare?
Nighttime daydream. We totally know how to read things. I froze looking up. Came the sound again, gripping my gut with recalled terror. It was the same rasp I'd heard the first night in the forest when I'd seen those terrible eyes. And here they were again, passing right over me. A cluster of small glowing rubies embedded in a black cow-sized 8-legged beast.
Spider!
Before I could run, move, or think, it jumped into the hole with me. Snapping jaws tore at my chest. I toppled backwards, dropping my shovel. The spider pounced. I dodged. It spun for another strike as I scrambled frantically out of the pit.
That was a horrible pit if you managed to just jump out of it. That's like barely even a pit.
No, it's like, what, 1 block deep?
Yeah.
Scratching legs behind me, coming up fast. My axe back in the cabin.
Too far.
A bite on the leg. Pain, fear. I reached into my belt for something, anything. Sand? Nothing but sand? Maybe if I could lay a roof, if I could trap it underground. I reached the top, the spider at my heels. I turned, hit it with a block of sand, then placed that block at the hole's edge. But the sand didn't stick. It fell. Hissed the predator as the tan cube crashed onto its head. I placed another falling block, then another, and another. And would you stop opening and closing that door, please, villager?
You're gonna kill him! You're gonna kill me in the game.
Stop opening the door! Ooh, these villagers, what are they doing?
Getting themselves killed.
Silly villagers, what are you doing?
This is like
There! I just hit one of them and they went away and then...
Good
they
thing there's
keep-
no
okay.
iron golem or I'd be murdering you right now. Then again, it'd probably be blocked by the door. Anyways, where were we?
The spider hissed angrily. Well, of course, spiders get angry when you throw sand on them. Try it sometime. They don't like it.
Or they die before they can comprehend.
Or don't, because it's dangerous.
For the spider.
Pinned under more and more debris. I didn't know if I was doing any harm. I just wanted to keep it buried long enough to escape. The spider rasped. I kept going. It flashed red. I kept going. The nightmare hunter gave one final enraged hiss, then poofed away in a puff of white smoke.
I make a pretty good hiss, don't I?
You do. That was totally like a spider. It made me scared. I want to throw sand at you.
Don't throw sand at me.
Here comes Office Cat.
Hi, Office Cat.
For a moment, I watched in disbelief, panting as my wounds healed. My stomach growled, and my brain absorbed a new realization.
Too much confidence can be as dangerous as having none at all.
Vibrating with adrenaline, I looked hastily around for more creatures. To throw sand at? Does he want to throw sand at more creatures? Nothing stirred on the beach, hill, or sea. I rushed back down into the pit to get my shovel, and on the way out, felt something hop into my pack. I didn't know what it was till I'd gotten safely back to my cabin and thrown the remaining sand blocks into the fire.
The spider had left me a going away present, a short, sticky string of silk. Wait, is it called silk? No, it's called string.
Yeah.
I examined the strand for a few seconds, trying to think of some use for it. The last plank in the furnace burned out. Ah, nuts! I griped and reached into the storage chest for more wood. I noticed there weren't too many planks left, not compared to all the worthless saplings stored next to them. And then I hit on what I thought was a brilliant idea. No, that's a terrible idea!
The saplings are not worthless.
Dude, they're only worth like a fourth of a block.
I hope his brilliant idea is to plant the saplings.
I slid the Dustin So Green mini trees into the No! You absolute egghead! You do not put the saplings in the furnace! What are you... Now you're out of saplings! Congratulations, you've run completely out.
And they promptly blazed to life.
Way to stretch your resources.
I thought with a self-congratulatory smile. I thought I was being so clever. I had no idea I was creating nothing short of an environmental tragedy that would come back to haunt me later.
How did he think of burning them before he thought of putting them on the ground?
I don't know. He has a furnace. He has to play with his new toy, I guess. That night, as the little green saplings crackled brightly, I couldn't have been more chuffed.
Mission accomplished,
I said, hoisting my stone-tipped pickaxe. The addition of light allowed me to start thinking about how I wanted the finished room to look. Given my height and the space I'd need for modern conveniences, crafting table, storage chest, and furnace, I imagined a 7x7 block area with a raised ceiling for hopping victory dances, because that's totally important. You have to hop victory dances. And I felt like doing that dance tonight. My emotional roller coaster took another dive, however, when the furnace fizzled after little more than a minute.
So soon?
I grumbled, seeing that the saplings were all gone. There'd been so many, and they'd lasted maybe a third as long as wood.
Good riddance.
I thought, tossing in the rest of the planks.
This is the ultimate egghead. He never realizes his mistakes until it's too late.
Too late.
I can cut down more trees tomorrow.
I thought...
Right now what I need is light. Wait, didn't he chop down every single tree? I
don't know. I don't think it was every tree, just the one that he found near the beach. There might be more. I don't know. The key word here was need. I'd already started this evening with an overwhelming fear of the dark, but now, between the giant spider attack and my discovery of fire, I couldn't let the night get back in.
Oddly enough, I've done plenty of midnight mining trips, midnight tree chopping trips in Minecraft and tend to be fine.
Yeah, me too.
I guess we're just pro Dodgers.
I guess. And you have to have the volume up so you can hear.
Yep.
And, like, run fast.
Gotta go fast.
Keep your food up.
Gotta go fast.
What happened next was nothing short of a race. A tense, sweaty frenzy to keep my shelter illuminated. At first, I thought I was doing all right until the last of the sand melted into glass.
Cobblestone.
I thought, going back to the first material I'd used to discover fire. I didn't care that the end result was the exact material I was now trying to clear away. It was the process that kept me warm and safe. But I'd only just gotten back to work when the last of the planks died out.
More wood.
I hissed, looking over at the hut's plank and slab ceiling. Hastily walling off the bunker from the shack, I started chopping up the ladder's wooden roof. I tried not to... Later.
Oh, no, the ladder. The ladders?
Ladder.
The ladders.
Like laders. Multiple laders.
Sure.
That belong to later. It's an apostrophe S. It's possessive.
Okay.
The laders that belong to later.
Okay.
I tried not to think about what would happen if a creature found me so exposed. They will. I needed more fuel. More light.
What I really needed was to snap out of my funk and remember the mantra about panic, drowning thought, as well as a new one that applies to all others. If it's not wisdom that counts, but wisdom under pressure. Stoking the furnace's bottom slot, I rushed to pick up more cobblestone for the top. I had to keep the balance going. How much longer until dawn? The last plank fizzled. I tore through my pack for something to burn. I threw in the trap doors, regular doors, that thin, flat pressure plate thing, even the little push button that didn't last more than a few seconds. Then I started burning my tools, just the wooden ones, I promised. I don't need them anyways. Once they were gone, I turned on the stone versions, in with the shovel, then the hoe, and finally the axe, all fed to the waning flames of my ever-growing mania. You cannot burn stone tools!
Wow, so he...
The game does not let you burn stone tools!
He crafted a bunch of stuff and then burned it at night. Just to stay lit. Stay like with light.
The game doesn't let you burn stone tools. You can only burn wooden tools.
Well, he found a way. Maybe it's glitch world.
The world is broken unless you burn stone tools. In with the Ironically, it was my mania that kept me from throwing in the last two wooden items I had. A couple of standard sticks. Since my cracked worn stone-tipped pickaxe looked all about ready to break, I thought I might need to make it another one to collect more cobblestone for the furnace. Whichever goes first, I thought, hammering at the bunker's back wall. If the flames go first, I'll use the sticks. If the pickaxe snaps, then the fire died. The darkness returned, but in that final second of fading light, as the last block of stone flew from the wall, I thought I could see something behind it. Were black spots embedded in its face? Blindly picking away, I heard the crack of a successful strike. But instead of the new rock flying into my pack, I got a small, hard, black lump. Oh, if only you discovered the coal earlier. Didn't feel familiar, not like the sense memory of that first dirt block I smelled. This is more distant, like I've heard of this substance without ever having seen it up close. Wasn't there a natural resource that my people had been pulling out of the ground for centuries? Had it been controversial, dirty and dangerous, but also plentiful and cheap. Not oil. Oil was a liquid, thus might be coal? I asked Lump, are you coal? I placed it in the furnace's lower slot and stood back as it flared right out. Cool or not, I said with a grin. I'll take it. By its guiding light, I rushed over to the original mining point and found an identical black flecked block. Picking out the nodule, I hurried back to the furnace. I didn't have to. The first coal fire kept burning and burning and burning. At this rate, it would last at least 5 times as long as normal wood. Math time. 1 wood block lasts for 1.5 items. How long would 5 wood blocks last?
Ooh, 1.5 plus 1.5
It's 3.
plus 1.5
4.5.
plus 1.5
6
plus 1.5.
is 7.5.
Is that it?
I think.
I think that was 5.
Wait, you have a phone.
5.
Let's get the phone in case I mess up
Let's
my
cheat. Let's use our cheating that we learned in our numbers. 5 times 1.5 equals 7.5 because half of 5 is 2.5 and we add that to the 1 which is the 5 and we get this 5 plus 2.5 equals 7.5.
Where's the calculator at?
It's hidden. Right there.
Oh, it's under 2. Okay.
But it's totally right, by the way.
Okay.
Because Mimi totally knows how to math.
Okay.
I mean, cheat at counting.
But it's got this radio will last at least 5 times as long as normal would. And all it's on its own without me having to strike a match. That last thought gave me the idea to try to make another torch. Luckily, I still had those 2 sticks for making it. Luckily, I still had those 2 sticks for making a backup pickaxe. I held one up to the furnace, just like I'd done earlier in the night. Hopefully its brighter, hotter, coal-fused blaze would be able to do what the milder wood fire couldn't. Just like before, the stick wouldn't catch. I'd run out of luck, but not ideas. Thinking about this world's rule of combining materials, I placed a stick in the center square of the crafting table with the second lump of coal above it.
Turning the page. Turning the page.
Here we go.
Turning more pages.
I chimed as 4 large mat-shaped torches jumped into my hand. Let there be light.
Feeling like the smartest person in the world because I know everything. I totally do. You know it's true. Which might actually be the case if this world had no other people.
Ha! You were forced to read something that roasted yourself.
Yay! I bounced, at least I'm cooked. I bounced back over the still burning furnace and exultantly held a torch to the flames. And once again, well, you get it. I growled in a tone that would have made any zombie proud.
What's missing?
I knew the torch had to work eventually. This world wouldn't have let me make it otherwise, would it? I just had to find the missing part of the equation, some kind of igniter I'd not yet learned to craft.
Or maybe that it's not. I need a new device.
I said, remembering my experience with the hoe.
Maybe it's how I'm using this one.
I thought, given how fire worked in my world, that maybe I hadn't given the torch time to catch. Just like with the sticks, I'd held it against the flames for only a few seconds. Maybe it needed a lot longer. I tried again to lean the coal-tipped cudgel against the furnace, and this time I counted a full 60 seconds.
Maybe longer?
I wondered, but saw that I was running out of time. The flames were dying. I couldn't have more than another minute. I'd have to use that precious light to try to dig for more coal. Reaching for my pickaxe, I decided, just on the spur of the moment, oh, this is gonna go well, I just know it, to place the torch on the ground next to the furnace. Who knows, maybe there was still a chance that the radiating heat would do the trick. Slim, I know, but still better than sitting in my belt. Than it sitting in my belt. The moment I set the torch down next to the flickering firebox, it sparked into brilliant incandescence.
What?
That was a big word. I sputtered, reaching for the smoky little flame. The torch went out the moment I grabbed it, and then reignited when I set it back down.
How?
I asked incredulously. Was that where we had left off, or did it stop right before then?
No, I think it stopped right as we were in the middle of saying that.
Okay, cool, because I have no idea. I didn't pay attention to the recording device. I'm not like the cameraman. We don't have one. We probably could use one.
Oh jeez.
Like all the villagers are coming into the house.
Because it's raining.
and they just come into the biggest house.
And your controller lost connection. Maybe you should go to sleep, hope it's nighttime, and get
No
rid
way.
of them.
No way, they're all my friends. We're gonna make tacos together,
Okay.
and we're gonna eat them.
And then Sophus Cat's annoying the.
I'm trying to eat tacos, guys. Stop getting in my way. See here, I'm eating tacos. Okay,
Yeah,
all
well-
eaten.
That moment when you're trying to eat bread, but you keep trading with villagers accidentally. I hate it when that happens. It's so annoying.
Office Cat!
Picking it up and sticking it to a wall, which caused it to spark again.
Office Cat!
How could a torch spontaneously combust when set down, then switch on and off like a flashlight?
Have fun, come here.
He's leaving. You don't need to call him. He's trying to go.
Into the rain?
Yeah.
Fun, why do you want to touch the rain?
I don't know.
I thought cats hated rain.
The only answer I had was sheer acceptance of the fact that just because the rules don't make sense to me doesn't mean that they don't make sense. And this time, I couldn't have been happier about it. Not only did these torches work anywhere when I set them, not only did they extinguish the moment I put them away, not only did I not have to worry about burning myself because they gave off no heat, by far their most welcome, spectacular, completely nonsensical trait was the ability to burn forever.
You heard me. Forever! Actually, did you know originally they were going to make it so torches would eventually expire and you'd have to relight them, but then they decided, nah, that would be too annoying. Let's not.
Totally annoying. Let's forget that. Forget physics. Forget logic. Forever. Long after the furnace went cold, I watched them continue to keep my bunker as bright as day.
Now this
I thought with nothing short of awe.
is something I'm pretty sure even my own world doesn't have. Oh my gosh, imagine if we could have infinite energy.
Not torches, we just call them light bulbs.
No, they require power. They eventually will burn out.
Ooh, flashlights.
Those burn out too.
I don't
Or run out
know.
of battery.
I don't know about light bulbs. There's light bulbs that have been running for 100 years.
I don't think that's true.
That's
Also,
totally true.
they're probably off most of the
No.
time. Anyway,
No, they're on 100% of the time. They never go out, and they've been going for 100 years. Look it up. It's on the internet. It might have seemed that easy back home, just flicking on a light switch and going about your business, but flicking that switch meant a power plant somewhere was using up some kind of stored fuel.
see, I told you, Mimi.
Even the renewable energy I remembered hearing about needed a natural source. Sunlight or wind or what about sunlight? That's like a torch someone put in the sky that lasts forever.
Actually, it only lasts a few billion years, and then it will expand very big and eat the Earth.
That's okay. Nobody will be here then. We'll be on other planets.
We might have even dragged Earth around.
We do. We could drive Earth around. That happened in at least 50% of all the parallel universes, where the sun was gonna eat the Earth and the people living on it were like, but we don't want to be eaten. And then they grab the steering wheel, hit the gas, and they just drive it over to Andromeda.
It's called infinite parallel.
Not here. Not with these. Yes, I'd need more coal to make more torches, but once I did, they'd burn as long as the stars.
No more darkness.
I sang,
No more night.
doing my victory dance. I hopped and spun around my hideout.
No more darkness. No more night. No more terror. No more fright.
I stopped at the bunker's door, blinking at the daylight now shining through. I chuckled happily, realizing that my night-long battle had lasted well into the day. I stepped outside into the walled courtyard of my half-demolished shack. You're the one who demolished it.
Yeah.
Just so you know, it's not like a creeper attack or like an Enderman came and stole half your house.
Oh, I hate it when that
I
happens.
know. Looking first at where my wooden door used to be before I burned it in my craze, I squinted up at the rising sun. I hadn't noticed until that moment that this world would let me look right at the sun without damaging my eyes. I couldn't help feeling like there was some kind of reason for it.
Don't worry.
I told the warm, welcome square.
I don't need you tonight.
I went back inside, punched a wall-mounted torch into my hand, and then carried it back outside.
You can rest easy now.
I said, holding the torch up to the sun.
I'm done being afraid of the dark.
Yay!
Praise the sun.
And torches,
Yeah.
and light,
Anyways,
and
this
coal, and sticks.
praise everything
Yay! Everything!
except mosquitoes
And creepers.
and spooters. Wait,
And-
no. Spooters drop string. String is
A-
important.
and wood chips.
Oh, never praise the wood chips. Wood chips are beings of pure evil.
Okay, well, I hope you guys learned not to be overconfident and destroy your house in a half craze just trying to a little bit of light. I mean, use a torch.
Anyways, this is the end of this episode. See you next episode where we're going to read chapter 7. Take life in steps. Bye!
Bye!
Bye!